I'm Summer Huntington of Steel Mace Vinyasa and Shala, and today I'll be breaking down the Mace 360 with a light mace and a heavy mace. All right, lately I've been training some clients at my new studio, my micro studio, and really teaching people how to correct their 360s. I've been noticing a lot of people, when they self-coach, they actually don't have the proper form for a proper 360 swing. What I'm seeing more and more is that people get a little confused about where to hold the mace. So most people that are self-coaching, they come to me and they're holding here. What I teach with Steel Mace Vinyasa is actually to do kind of more of a loaded prayer position. So from the side it looks like this. This allows the scapula to wing and tip out. So they wing out, tip back. So firstly, just start with a better position of your actual mace. Choke down when you're first learning. There are 3 phases of the block. Firstly, we want to start with the feet hip distance apart, micro bend in the knees, neutral spine. Common misalignment when you lack the actual shoulder mobility to get your hands up above your head because there's tightness in the fascia. Common misalignment is people will kind of duck their knees forward as they swing every time they're pitching their legs forward, which does not really help to integrate the core, and it actually can put your low back at risk for injury. So I'll stand sideways here, 3 phases of our swing. With a lighter mace, you can actually get into the block phase. So in a block, I do a little shoulder check here. So in this case, my left shoulder goes forward. As I bring my mace up at a diagonal, I'm lifting it high enough that it's actually gonna block my skull, dump and pull over, and then stack. Angle, shoulder check, a little bit of a yaw or rotation, block, dump, pull over, center. Block, dump, pull over, center. Block, dump, pull over. This part is often missed here, this secondary angle, this leveraged moment. And a lot of people go here and then pull it over awkwardly, or this tail whip never happens. It kind of just lags, it stops here. So other key things to remember are we want to kind of have a little bit of a loose grip. So from behind, it's gonna look like this. You're holding mace, mostly with the A-OK, like your finger and your thumb closed like this. A little bit of wiggling here, and we want to get the mace globe to travel all the way up and then come over. So from the front, block, dump, it swings all the way up, angle of leverage, stack in a loaded prayer, feet hip distance. Tight hipped men will stand like this here, with the feet ducked out. You gotta force your feet to be parallel like the number 11, think skier, skis, block, dump, pull. A lot of times people with limited shoulder mobility, or when you're first starting with the mace, what happens is people will death grip the mace. So they go squeeze, 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 and then their hands stay up here the whole time. They're wincing their face, and they're kind of just scared that it's gonna hit them in the back. To break the nervous system's fear of actually being afraid, because it's a very real fear that the mace is going to hit us in the back, you can start with just wiggling the fingers, swaying side to side, getting your elbows up there. If my hands are up here and my shoulders are like forward like this, it's not really gonna feel very good. So you have to actually drop your wrist down by the nape of the neck. This requires a little bit of tricep stretch here. Try it here. A little loaded tricep stretch. Lots of down dog will help this as well. Find that shoulder mobility, right? Then safely bring it down. And then we can start trying it on the other side. I like to go top hand indicates direction of swing for beginners, but you can totally do it in both directions. So shoulder check, yaw, find your block phase, find the dump phase where the hands drop beneath the nape of the neck, find that leveraged moment, and then stack. Shoulder check, block, dump, pull over, center, shoulder check, block, dump, pull over. These are concepts we teach out at our retreats. We've got another one coming up in Costa Rica. I do a lot of 360 breakdowns. We do 360 workshops, at least a couple of the sessions in the 7 days of our training. We've got a few more spots left for Costa Rica, shameless plug. Get yourself to adventure training, 7-day training with Mark, Wildman, and myself. Okay, so then it eventually becomes smooth, right? We want to integrate a little bit of ballistic action in the swing. That's why it's called a swing. If I muscle it, it looks like this. It's a dead giveaway if somebody's muscling it. Ooh, pull over. Block, dump, muscle, 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 death grip, pull over. It's a lot of labor. When it swings smoothly, there's less effort. We're creating elastic energy, storing the elastic energy, pulling back. Now let's look at that with a slightly heavier load. This is 5 kilograms, which I think works out to be around 12-ish pounds, give or take, if you are using kilograms or using pounds. Pick your mace up in a spine intelligent way, especially when you're holding a heavier one. Top hand indicates direction of the swing. Block, dump, pull over. Block, dump, pull over. Now let's say we have a more athletic man or woman that's swinging a heavier mace, and we want them to really drill the leveraged moment. I would integrate a 10 and 2 drill, which looks like this. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Doesn't matter which one's 10, which one's 2. But can we hold it without the shoulders rounding forward? So from the side, 10 and 2. Notice my shoulders are still upright. I'm not coming into the hunchback. The hunchback. Instead, I'm holding with leverage, hold, hold, hold. Hold, owning that spot, owning the strength in my wrist. Here. Block, dump, pull. Make sure you do your 360s in both directions. With a heavier load, you'll start to really appreciate the shoulder check moment. So top hand indicates direction of the swing. That means my globe is going over my right shoulder. It's gonna be opposite for you if you're mirroring. Shoulder check, ya. Find my block phase. Block, dump, pull. Shoulder check, block, dump, pull over. When you get into really heavy mace, notice there's a little bit of sway with my hips. I'm integrating my arms, my trunk, and my legs. Block, dump, pull. Block, dump, pull. When you get into really heavy mace, we want to have that sway. Oftentimes when people first come to me, they are just treating it as an arm exercise. Their legs are locked out. I have several clients that came in and did a little private immersion, and their legs are locked out, and there's no yaw. It's just like, really laborious here. We got to integrate the whole body. You're a cylinder. Your body's a cylinder. Find the moments of elastic recoil. Block, dump, pull. Block, dump, pull. Sway with the hips. Sway with the hips. That eventually can turn into dynamic movement. Can integrate compound, complex movements. However you want to do. The program where I teach a lot of this is going to be in my Vinyasa 101 practice, and we're always working on new programs as well. All right, I hope that helps you to drill some things in your 360. Use a light mace, use a heavier mace, practice your 10 and 2s, feel the moments of shoulder check, yaw, leverage moment, feel your wrists drop beneath the nape of the neck, feel that smooth pull over as the globe tips all the way up to, this would be like 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. All right, I hope this inspires you to pick up a mace this summer or whatever month you're watching this in. Swing your mace outside, get out to one of our adventure retreats in Costa Rica, and we're putting up a wait list for Greece, June 27, which is my birthday week. So we'll be there in 2027. Leave a little comment if you have questions. So excited to continue to share this knowledge and really break down the Mace 360s. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope you took a little something away from this practice.